Hello, welcome to Yin Yoga. And today our peak pose is going to be Malasana or squat. And if hearing that makes you, oh, my knees, my hips don't like that, no worries. There'll be options for everybody. If you are able to squat a little bit deeper, but maybe not all the way to the ground, I highly recommend some blocks, sturdy cushions that you can put under the tailbone for support. And if you know that you squat and your heels come up off the floor, we want the heels to be grounded to protect the knees. Have a blanket, a towel, something like that that you can put under there for support so you can protect those knees. All right. So today we are going to start in a child's pose. And I'm going to give you different options for that child's pose. So remember, knees can be together. They can be as wide as the mat, somewhere in between. You can take arms all the way in front of you, or you can do a more traditional child's pose coming right here. Just kind of find what you want. And today, I want to do a little bit more opening in the armpits. So I'm going to take my blocks here and just kind of do that supported child's pose version. Where you put the blocks really depends on you. Some people have sensitive elbows and you might have to kind of, manipulate the blocks around. You can also do this with folded blankets, pillows, bolster. Just find what you need. And we're going to start here for a couple minutes. And actually, before we get in, let's do a little dynamic movement. So as you come down to the floor, just kind of move forward and back a few times. Good. And then as you feel a little bit more loosened up, you can sink in. Good. And I'm zipping up from my pubic bone behind the navel. I'm breathing and expanding. Good. So you can always create or come up with your own intention here. The ones I'm going to give you today are themed around I am. So I am, that comes from the so hum. I am that, so that I am. So I'll give you different I am things to ponder. How about I am present? I am here. As we go through practice, any pain, numbness, tingling, burning, can't breathe well, you scrunch up the face, signs you've gone too far, you want to back off so you don't feel those things. Then your body will let you know when it's ready to sink deeper. Good. And then from here, in the way that's best for you, based on what you chose, carefully come out of there. All right, I'm going to move my blocks out of the way here. And we're just going to go into a little bit of movement, just a little bit of cat-cow, and then we'll go into a rolling child's pose with that breath. So from here, kind of take your knees hip width apart, be a little bit wider if you've got a back issue. Shoulders are going to be over or slightly behind the wrist. Good. And then from here, just a big inhale, heart shines forward, pelvis tips back, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I think I made the mistake of saying rolling child's pose. What I meant is rolling cat-cow. And this is one that we've done before. So let's inhale on the cow, exhale round, moving back, rolling back forward, Inhale, cow. Exhale, round through cat. Sink back, round. Good. And we're just moving the spine and warming up. One more round with your breath. Good. Now from here, come back to your child's pose, knees together as wide as matter, somewhere in between. Good. We're going to do a side bend stretch here. So I'm going to walk my hands over towards my right, walking left fingertips forward. I'm going to lift my hips slightly. I'm going to press into my right hand, sinking to the left. Breathe and expand. 2 minutes. How about I am strong? I am capable. And then because we're here a little bit longer than a vinyasa class, if you want a little bit more, when your body tells you it's okay, you can continue to walk the left fingertips forward and sink in a little bit deeper. It's okay if the right elbow comes down to the floor here. I am here. I am present. I am that. That I am. From here, carefully come back up out of there. Half or full child's pose to reset. And when you're ready, we'll take that to the other side. Good. So I'm just going to lift up a little bit here. I'm going to walk my hands, maybe move some more props out of the way. Walk my hands over to the left. Walk my right hand forward. Lift the hips slightly. Push into the left hand. Sink towards the right. Breathe and expand. Good. I am capable. I am strong. I am in my breath. I am in my body. I am present. I am that. That I am. Breathe and expand. Belly button is still in. Noticing the differences now between one side and the other. And then from here, carefully come out of there. Last time, find a child's pose, a half or a full that works for you to reset. And then when you're ready, just move forward, come onto the belly and find a nice little crocodile here. So I'm gonna make a little recovery pillow with my hands. My legs are gonna come out about as wide as my mat. And I'm going into an external rotation. So hip, knees, and toes are turning out away. If it would feel good to you to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle here, take that. But breathe. Let the energy reset as the body resets. And right when you start to get that sensation of, oh, I could easily take a nap here, we'll take the hands under the shoulders and press ourselves up and come to a seat. Now, if you are tighter in the hips, I'm going to recommend that you sit on a cushion, a folded blanket, or something along those lines. Good. And we're going to go into our square, also known as log stack and other yoga classes. So to do this one, we'll just kind of start simple. I'm going to start with my left leg as my base leg. So I'm just going to kind of bring that in here. And then my right leg is going to stack on top. So you want the ankle of the right leg and that left knee to be in alignment. And so then the same thing over here, ankle and knee alignment. Now, ideally, you've got no space under here. But if you do, fill that in with something. Fill that in with a folded blanket, block, pillow, something like that. A floating joint is a risky joint. Okay. If you're like, this just doesn't feel good to me, then take your right leg, your top leg, and put it forward. Okay. That's all you have to do. So once you've found where you're going to come, find that nice tall seat. Good. And then from here, well, let's make sure that we've got this going. Good. We're going to fold forward here for 2 minutes. Good. Inhale. Exhale, long spine, just fold forward. Hands can come down for support as you breathe. You should feel a deeper stretch in the hip of the leg that's on top, but it's not bad or unusual to also feel a stretch in the other hip. Coming back to the I am. What about I am at peace? I am spirit. I am strong. I am capable. I am here. I am present. As you find your breath, breathe into that back body. Relax your shoulders. Good. And when you're ready, carefully come up from there. Good. And then from here, this is going to be really short. We're just going to get into the shoulders a little bit. Right arm on top of the left. Hug yourself and squeeze or wrap just for a moment. Lifting and lowering, you're just feeling that nice little stretch here in the shoulders. Breathe and expand. And we'll release. And we will transition here. So we're going to come to a little bit of a windshield wiper. So feet can come about hip width apart or slightly wider. Hands will come behind you for support and just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle side to side. Just kind of let everything reset a little bit here. And then we're going to take that square to the other side. So now whatever leg you had on top is going to be your base. So for me, that's my right. So now my right leg's going to be on the bottom. My left leg's going to be on top. Good. Now I'm not as open on this side today as I was on the other side. I've got a space here. So I'm going to bring in my blanket. I'm just going to put that in right there. That feels so amazing. And then from here, when we're ready, we will fold forward. So big inhale, exhale, long spine. Again, notice any differences in your hips from one side to the other. Do you feel it in both? Do you feel it in one? So I am at peace. I am spirit. I am capable. I am that I am. Belly button stays in here. Don't lose that engagement. I am expanding. I am feeling. And then from here, carefully come up. We'll get that little eagle arm stretch. So arms out to the side, left arm on top this time. You can hug yourself or wrap. You can lift and lower, find your little stretch. Everyone's slightly different. Good, and then we'll release. And we'll release the legs. Good. Finding your windshield wiper again. Good. And just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle side to side. Good. From here, when you feel like things are back to normal, we're going to come onto our backs for a nice supine twist. And we're going to do this one for 3 minutes on each side. And I'm also going to bring in a folded blanket here just to make this a little bit more comfortable for me. I'm just kind of taking my blanket folded this way and then just kind of folding that in half. And I'll show you why. We're going to twist the knees to the left first. Or a knee to the left. So I'm going to, and even once you're down here, just because it feels good, just get another little windshield wiper. You'll feel that a little bit more releasing into the low back. Okay. Left leg's going to be long. Right knee's going to come into the chest. And as you do that, just give it a nice little squeeze. Good. And then from here, left hand's going to come on the outside of that right thigh. And then I'm going to twist that leg over to the left. Now, because we're going to be here for a while, it's going to aggravate my knee to have my foot hanging down for 3 minutes. So that's why I've got that blanket under there. Okay. And of course, my timer is far away from me. And I want my right shoulder to be grounded as much as possible. And from here, once more, we'll breathe and expand. I am health. I am strong. I am capable. I am expanding. I am feeling. I am spirit. I am at peace. Belly button stays in. Stay with your breath, strong and steady. And from here, head comes back. Guide that right leg back in the center. Good. And then one more time, bring that right knee into the chest. Reaching the left leg long. Good. Now bend both knees, both feet onto the floor. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle side to side. I'm going to move my folded blanket to the other side. Good. Take my timer over here. So we'll take that to the other side now. Right leg's going to come long. Left knee's going to come in, give it a squeeze into the chest. Good. And then right hand on the outside of the left thigh. Good. We're going to rotate towards the right. Try to keep left shoulder grounded, maybe looking to the left. I am light. So my body really wants to keep tightening up my right hip here. So if you're kind of feeling any grippies, just kind of notice that and then release that. I am at peace. I am capable of relaxing. Your rib cage expands on the breath. Belly button is staying in here. I am health. I am that I am. Good. And then when you're ready, head back to center. Help your left leg as you come back to center. Good. Now extend the right leg long. Take that left knee back into the chest. Bending both knees, both feet on the ground. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle side to side. All right. Now, the next thing we're going to do, you've got two options. You can follow me into a full happy baby, which, if you think about it, is a supine squat. Okay. Or you can do a half happy baby and halfway through switch sides. So I'm going to be watching the clock here periodically for that halfway point. Otherwise, we're going to do this one for 3 minutes. So if you're coming into a half, you can start on your left side. That's the side that I'm just demoing. So you can hold on to the foot or the toe. Okay. And you're just going to pull down. Hips, knees, and toes are turning out away from the body. Okay. If you're doing both, good, then you'll grab both. So, and whether from here, whether you're doing half or full, could you find length from crown to tail? Could you still zip up from pubic bone to behind the navel? Good. Now coming back to the I am statements. I am light. I am present. Oh, I am radiant. Funny pose to kind of ponder that one, but I am radiant. We are radiant. And again, I am expanding. I am health. I am capable. I am releasing. We're about at the halfway point here. So if you're doing the half happy baby, you'll want to switch sides. I am that. That I am. I am content. So if that's really hard for you to contemplate, try this one. I am working towards contentment. Yeah. From here, carefully release. Let's kind of come out of this gently before we come up and start to get into the Malasana. So just take one leg at a time, nice and long. Good. Let's come into a whole body stretch here. So reaching from hip to toes, reaching arms or armpits to fingers. Good. Reach. And then once again, let's put a bend in the knees. You can leave your arms where they are and just find that nice little windshield wiper once more. Good. From here, in the way that's best for your body, carefully come up to a seat. And then again, in the way that's best for you, we're going to come to standing. So if you need a little help from here, just kind of turn over. Think about coming up through a downward facing dog. Good. And then just bend the knees and walk your hands back towards your feet. Press into the floor as you come up. That'll be easier. So what we're going to do here is a wide-legged dangle. And this will be a 2-minute one. So we all know the wide-legged forward fold, which is very similar to what we're going to do. So I'm going to take my legs out wide here. Good. My feet are parallel, like to the short edges of the mat. Hips, knees, and toes are tracking forward. I'm zipping up through the front body. I'm just going to go ahead and grab opposite elbows here. Okay. I'm pressing through the outer edges. Big inhale, exhale, and I'm going to fold. Good. And then I'm just going to let myself dangle here. So for 2 minutes. Good. And your arms, they may touch the floor. That's okay. You can come wider with this as your body wants you to, if it wants you to. But I'm still pressing to the outer edges of the feet here. And I'm trying not to collapse into the arches. You can have a little bit of a bend in the knees. Breathe and expand. Good. I am radiant. I am light. I am opening. I am expanding. I am strong. I am capable. I am at ease. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, take your hands to the floor because we dangle for 2 minutes here. Just kind of get your bearings a little bit. Good. And then with knees bent, I'm just going to heel toe in a little bit. And then bend the knees, walk my hands up to the thighs, and coming up to standing here. And if it would feel good to you right now before we come into that squat, to shake out one leg and the other, then do that. To the squat. Different things for different people. Some of you that need to do this standing, you can certainly do this, kind of out in the open. Hips, knees, and toes are going to track and just be right here. Okay. Notice how my heels are grounded and I'm not folding forward. Think about a rod back here from crown to tail. Okay, so I'm supported. If you've got a balance issue and this is what you're doing or need to do, remember you can always do this up against a wall and then you've got that support. Okay, those of you that are going to go a little bit deeper here, you can bring in a block or two. So you've got several ways. You've got blocks you can stack this way. Okay, you can stack it this way. You can stack it this way. This way is dangerous. I don't recommend it. You can use one block this way, one block this way, one block this way. This way is also a little dangerous too. It's not real stable. You can also fold up blankets. You can stack bolsters, whatever it is you have. Just make sure whatever it is that you're using, that you're stable. Okay. Now, I'm really tight in my hips, so I'm going to build myself up with a nice base block and a block like right here. Good. Now, I'm going to come out. Legs are wide, hips, knees, and toes are tracking. And then I'm going to come into my squat, just making sure that I'm settled up here. Good. And then I'm going to lift up a little bit here. So again, I don't want to be close and kind of fold in here. You want that little bit of length. You want your heels to be grounded. So take them out wider if you need to, or put a blanket or a towel under there. We're going to zip up from pubic bone to behind the navel. You can come to prayer hands. Good. And we're in a nice squat. So whatever it is you have to do. Good. Now I'm going to close my eyes here and I'll come back to the I am. I am radiant. I am love. I am hope. I am perseverance. I am abundant. I am beautiful. If you have trouble with that, keep saying that to yourself. You are all beautiful beings. I am that I am. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, based on the squat that you chose, if you were standing, you can just rise and come back to standing and shake it out. If you went to a deeper squat like I did, or even deeper, take your hands to the floor and just lift and release here for a moment. Good. And your body will let you know when you need to come out of this little forward fold. Now, I'm pretty good here, so I'm just going to take my legs in, my knees down, and we are all ready for Shavasana. So whatever props you want to bring in for your Shavasana, I will recommend. So I'm going to move these out of the way. I'm going to use one blanket as a pillow. Good. I'm going to use this folded blanket across the top of me here in a moment for a little bit more grounding. And then I'm going to bring in this bolster under my legs. And as you get situated here, I'm going to put my blanket. Some people like this right across the hips. Some people like it more long ways. So just kind of feel, if you're using something like that, just kind of feel where you need to be a little bit more grounded. And then once you're down here, the I am that I'm going to leave you with is I am a beautiful soul with a beautiful purpose. I am a beautiful soul with a beautiful purpose. Now I'll leave you here for a few moments, pondering that, dropping into the heart space. Begin to take some deeper breaths here. Choose stillness or gently take head and neck from side to side. Choose stillness or invite movement of fingers and toes. Choose stillness or remove any props that you put on top of you for a little bit more grounding. Taking knees into the chest, choosing to keep the upper body grounded or maybe lifted up into a hug. And choosing stillness or moving any other remaining props you use for Shavasana out of the way. Taking legs long in front of you, arms long behind you. One more time, reach and lengthen from the edge of the fingertips, the edge of the toes. Full body stretch, point and flex your feet. Bend and stretch the hands. Twirling wrists and ankles in one direction and then in the other. And then from here, whenever you're ready, carefully bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over onto your right or left side, the side that works best for you in this moment. Taking all the time that your body needs here. And when you're ready, we'll press ourselves up to a seat. And as you come to the seat, we're just going to breathe here for just a moment. And we'll use our arms with this breath. So fingertips to the side, we're sitting nice and tall. Arms up, big inhale. Turning palms away, big exhale. Big inhale. Turning palms away, big exhale. Last time, palms up, inhale. Turning palms away, exhale. We'll take hands to prayer. Coming back to the intention you may have chosen for yourself or any of the other I am statements that I gave you. And we'll take our thumbs to our forehead for good and true thoughts, to our lips for good and kind words, and to our hearts for open and loving hearts, knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe, may you be well, may you come to a belief that you are a beautiful soul with a beautiful purpose, because we are all beautiful souls with beautiful purposes. Namaste.